Hi everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Boardroom Chronicles, where we explore stories and lessons from some of the most inspiring CEOs. And I'm your host, Brandon. And today we're diving into an incredible journey of a Singapore-based business leader who has transformed the tech and e-commerce landscape in Southeast Asia. His name is Forrest Li, the CEO and founder of Sea Group. Now, Forrest Li is actually a not well-known household name globally, but in Southeast Asia, he's a game changer. If you ever play Free Fire on Garena or shop on Shopee or use SeaMoney for online transactions, then you yourself have experienced his company's impact. Now, Forrest Li himself was actually not Singaporean born, but born in China. He then later moved to Singapore and pursued bigger dreams, and actually he founded Sea Group in 2009 in Singapore, which has become one of the Southeast Asia's largest and most influential tech companies. And today, Sea Group operates in gaming, e-commerce, and digital payments, with a market capitalizing in billions of dollars. Now, that's not bad for a company that actually started small, right? From a gaming platform into what's happening to what his company is doing now. Now, we know that some information about Forrest Li, especially Singaporeans themselves. They admire his stories and his success throughout his lifetime. But Forrest's story is actually one with persistence and transformation. He actually grew up in Tianjin, China, in a modest household. And despite the odds, he was able to pursue his education with determination and eventually earning an MBA from Stanford University. Now here's a fun fact. Forrest was inspired by none other than, guess who? Steve Jobs himself. After watching Jobs' iconic iPhone launch, he then changed his Chinese name to Li Xiaodong, which translates to Forrest Li. This is to pay tribute to the famous Apple founder Steve Jobs. Talk about being inspired by greatness like Steve Jobs himself. So when Forrest Li moved to Singapore, he started with just a little bit more bigger dreams than most Singaporeans. He actually first ventured to Garena, a gaming platform, and was actually a straight immediate hit. It became the foundation of what we would later grow into Sea Group itself. So, how did Sea Group evolve from a gaming company to a tech giant? Well, we can start off with Garena. Forrest recognized the explosive growth of online gaming in Asia and seized the opportunity. So titles like Free Fire became global sensations, driving massive revenues for the company himself. Then came Shopee, which Forrest launched in 2015. He realized that by tapping into Southeast Asia's booming e-commerce markets, this actually caused Shopee to be one of the most used e-commerce platforms in the region, and outpacing competitors like Lazada. Then finally, there's SeaMoney. Now, SeaMoney is a digital financial service arm of the company itself. With the rise of digital payments and e-wallet, SeaMoney is well positioned to lead the fintech space in Southeast Asia. By looking at all these achievements, you can see it's very remarkable that Forrest actually was able to do all this, and not only that, he was able to take Sea Group public on the New York Stock Exchange in 2017. And it is the first Singaporean ever fintech to go public in the US and cementing it in global presence. Not everything is good based on what you hear about Forrest Li. Of course, there's also no success story comes without challenges. So one thing we can see is that Forrest and Sea Group actually have faced intense competition last time, especially in the crowded e-commerce and fintech spaces. Yet Forrest's resilience and ability was able to adapt and kept the company ahead. So what sets him apart as the leader what sets him apart as a leader? Well, we can take a look at his customer-first approach. Shopee, for example, became a leader in e-commerce by offering hyper-localized services for each Southeast Asian market, whether it's offering cash on delivery in certain countries, or creating region-specific campaigns. Forrest always put customer at the center of his decision, hence why his business was able to compete and be ahead of its game against other competitors itself. So from this story, what can we learn about Forrest Li? Well, first, we need to dream big, but act locally. Forrest understood the unique needs of Southeast Asia and tailored his business to meet those demands. Secondly, diversifying wisely. By expanding his gaming and e-commerce and fintech, C Group has built a robust and balanced portfolio, meaning that if one of them fail, he has the other two companies to run. And finally, by taking calculated risk, he was able to take C Group public, and even though it was a bold move, it paid off. So by positioning the company as a global tech player, he was able to compete against his competitors. And things like this, we do have to take risks in order to achieve greatness in life. So what's the story of Forrest Li? Well, in my perspective, Forrest Li is a visionary leader who has reshaped Southeast Asia's digital economy, and his journey has inspired me and many other people in Southeast Asia. He was able to adapt to challenges and think globally in order to achieve his greatness for the company itself. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. What's another inspiring Singaporean CEO that you'd like me to cover in the future episodes? Well, let me know. Until then, stay curious and stay inspired, and this is Brandon signing off. Peace.